Girl Bella. Natasha Denona done snapped for us brown girls. I'll explain. Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be premiering the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. Yeah, I had to refilm this because I pronounced it Yucca because, you know, I'm from Spanish descent. So I saw it and I immediately thought, oh, it's the yucca. It's not the yucca, it's the yucca. Totally different plant. We got a little something there. This in all her splendor. You see this? You see this? Do you see this? Alright, so the Yucca palette retails for $69. It is available on Sephora's website, Ulta's website, as well as Natasha Denona's website, plus other retailers that carry Natasha Denona. In here she has 15 shades ranging from various different formulas. So let me break it down for you and share with you some swatches. First up is Plantasia. This is a foiled formula. It is a sparkling foiled green and bronzy rosewood duochrome. Next we have 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕜𝕤. It is a cream to powder matte medium dark olive green. Third up we have 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕒𝕤. This is a sparkling foiled mustard gold. Have 𝕊𝕤𝕒𝕟𝕜𝕤. This is a cream matte golden olive. And finally, the last one on this row is 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕒𝕒𝕒. This is a cream matte vibrant lime. This is also available as a pencil in this collection, which I do have as well. So when we get to that shade, I will show you the pencil as well. We have another cream matte, and this is a dusty mustard green called 𝕊𝕤𝕒. Asian is a sparkling foiled medium taupe. We have Valley, a matte dusty mustard brown. Citrine, a cream matte medium mustard citrine. And the last one on this row is Ray, a metallic green gold. Okay, last row, first color, we have Flax, a cream matte dark brown. We have Fuchsia, a cream to powder matte light medium mustard yellow. Macchia, sparkling foiled medium olive green or golden olive. Next we have Ixia, a matte burnt caramel. And finally we have Willow, which is a cream to powder matte medium dark teal green. Sorry, I also failed to mention there are two other pencils that came in with this collection as well. We have this one here, which is Willow, which is the other one that I have. And then we also have Fuchsia, which is this one here, that also is the Macro Tech Eye Crayon that came with this collection. I have 2 out of the 3. I don't have Fuchsia, but I'm thinking about getting it. So starting from the top row, I'm gonna grab a multi-purpose brush. This is the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟𝕤. And I'm gonna go into 𝕊𝕤 first. And I'm gonna throw this onto the crease. I'm using a brush with synthetic fibers because I really want you to see the payoff here. Next, we're going to go into 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟𝕟𝕜, and we're just going to buff it out a little bit with what we did with 𝕊𝕤 and bring it. Next, we're going to take a reference number 15 and we're going to go into 𝕊𝕤𝕜𝕟𝕜. We're going to use that on the outer corner, and we're just going to blend that outer V in to what we've done previously. Karimbi, and we're going to take that across the lid, not all the way to the inner corner because we're going to use the other shade for that section. Wiping off that brush, we're going to go into Plantasia, and we're going to work in the inner corner upward for that shade. That sound you're hearing is the rain. It's pouring outside. Going back with a little 𝕊𝕤𝕜𝕟𝕜 just to blend a little bit. And for the lower lashes, we're going to use that same shade with a small pencil brush. Now, I did also purchase 2 out of the 3 eye crayons that she came out with. 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟𝕟𝕜, which is also a color featured in the palette, as well as Willow, which is also featured in the palette. So I'm going to use, for this look, I'm going to use Willow in the waterline. Sorry, no, I'm going to use 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟𝕟𝕜 in the waterline. Deepen it with the powder. And using Natasha Denona's Lip Euphoria in Caramel, here is the first row on my eyes, using Ardell's Demi Wispies for lashes. Look number 2, coming right up. All right, I'm going to prime my eyes again with the About Face eye primer. Wiping off that MAC 127, I'm going to go into the first shade on the second row, Tipu. And I'm going to put that all across the eye. Using the reference number 16 brush, I'm going to go into Valley, and I'm going to blend that onto the crease. Then utilizing the reference number 33 brush, I'm going to go into Citrine, and I'm going to deposit that onto the lid. Using another flat shader brush, this one is by Sonia G. This is the Lotus. I'm going to use Ray right on top of Citrine on the lid. So I am back. I had to stop filming because smart dog, I hid them all and she found one. So that's my dog Dream. So we're going to ignore her. We're going to ignore the landscapers outside who are trying to block our conclusion of this palette, because let's be clear, this palette and my review of it is going up, okay? I am not playing any games anymore. This has been long overdue, and it is going up. I don't care. We're gonna edit around all of this noise, but we're gonna get this done. All right, here is the last eye look that I am going to do, and by gosh, I'm gonna do it. All right, start off with Willow. All right, new hand mirror coming soon, by the way, FYI. You're just gonna line the back half of the eye. I'm not gonna line all of the eye, but I do want to get the back half of that eye. And we're going to do both eyes since this is the last look. So I really want to deepen that outer V. Let's take the rougher number 13 and we're just going to feather this out a little bit. And that is Willow. Then we're going to take Willow from the palette and we're just going to add on. I wanted to take Ixia, which is next to Willow, and I wanted to put that in the crease, so let's do that now. Using my ring finger, I'm going to go into Macchia and I'm going to tap that right into the center of the eye. Taking the rougher number 2, I'm just going to soften that placement. And then using that same brush wiped off, I'm going to go into Camus, and I'm going to place that right in the inner corner and overlapping it with Macchia. I'm going to go back to that first color, Willow, and I'm going to use my pencil again to line underneath the eye. I'm just going to smudge out the lower lash line. And here is the final look, again using Natasha Denona's Lip Euphoria in Caramel for the lips. Wow, I love this palette. This will probably be in my June favorites just from doing this video 3 times over. I've worked with this palette so much that I can definitely say this is one of my favorite palettes from Natasha Denona. It just simply works. All of the colors in here are beautiful to blend. There are some that are a little trickier than others, but because I have now several of her palettes, I kind of know how to work with her new formulas. As I said before, she has 4 new formulas in this palette. And they are so creamy, a little bit crumbly, and this palette will get messy. As you see, it is well loved, and I've just had it since the beginning of this month. So I can tell you, if you are looking for a palette that will work for the summer, and you don't mind the mess, and you don't mind, you know, really working with these formulas, this is the palette for you. It retails for $69, and as I said, it is available at Sephora, Ulta, as well as Natasha Denona's website, plus other retailers that carry Natasha Denona. I'm gonna now show you a couple of swatches of some other palettes of hers that kind of gave me the same look and feel of this palette, in case you have them in your collection and may want to do a match up like I'm about to do with this palette. So the first one up is Retro Glam palette. Here it is from Natasha Denona. So I'm going to put it on top of the Yucca palette so you can see them both. This is a really good companion piece with this Yucca palette. I'm going to swatch some shades for you. Starting with Yucca, this is Flax. Again. And I'm now going to go into the Retro Glam. This one is Jazzy. And this one is Maxi. Those are beautiful companion pieces with the Yucca palette. I'm also going to go into Yucca's 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕒𝕒, Yucca, even Willow. So those would go really well with the Retro Glam. Going back to Yucca Plantasia. With Oscar from Retro Glam. And even some Flutter from Retro Glam. So again, as you can see, you can pair this very nicely with the Retro Glam palette from Natasha Denona, and that would be a great pairing. All right, so now let's look at the bronze palette from Natasha Denona. Again, here is the bronze palette. And now here is bronze with the Yucca palette. Let's go this side here. I'm gonna take, let's take 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕒𝕒 from the Yucca palette. Let's put that there, 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕒𝕒. And Sundown from the bronze palette. So that's a nice pairing. We can even go Ridge if you want to keep it within that same tone. So that's Ridge. Let's do Suntan for a little deepness. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's try Elysian from Yucca. So there's Elysian. And let's do a little Rhodium from the bronze palette. That would be a great pairing, using this all over the eye and then this to deepen. Beautiful. All right, let's wipe these off and let's get to the other two. So we're gonna look at one more palette. This one is the Zendo palette. So here is Zendo once again. And now Zendo with the Yucca palette. First, let's look at 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕒𝕒 again from Yucca. Here is 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕒𝕒 again. And again, here is Willow. And Mantra from Zendo. Yes. Equilibrium from Zendo. Oh, pretty. And just for argument's sake, let's do a little Flow from Zendo. Wow, that could almost be a palette within itself. Like, I can see that as a mini palette. Let's do Breath and Camu Camu. First, Camu Camu from Yucca. And then Breath from Zendo. 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕜𝕤 and Plantasia. Let's do Plantasia first from Yucca. And then 𝕊𝕦 from Zendo. Wow. Again, lots of great pairings there. Now finally, here is another palette that I thought of when I saw the Yucca palette that would be a perfect combination, a matchup, a blending, as you will, with this, especially as we get more into the fall season, as I believe the Yucca palette is a great palette for the fall season as well. This is ABH's Subculture palette. Now I know what you're gonna say. Subculture was pretty much banned by a lot of people as being patchy, as being unreliable, the shades being really dry, but I really had a great time with my Subculture, and it's still good to this day in my opinion. So here again are the colors from Subculture. And here is Subculture now on top of the Yucca palette for comparison. All right, so let's look at some of these, shall we? All right, so first thing I see, let's do Destiny from ABH with 𝕊𝕤 from Yucca. So here is Destiny, here is 𝕊𝕤. See what I mean? Here's a flip. Let's do Mercury from ABH. All right, that is Mercury from the Subculture palette, and Elysian, right? That all over the lid, and then Elysian right on top. Oh my God, I think that would be fantastic. For a little matte flip, let's do Edge from Subculture. All right, with a little Fuchsia from Yucca, and then maybe Ixia as well. Wow, that would be a great all matte look. We can do Electric from Subculture. Look at that. With Machia from Yucca for a sparkle look. Isn't that beautiful? And Adorn, which is a bronzy shade, but beautiful. You can pair that with Plantasia if you want to go sparkle on sparkle. If you want to add a little bit of matte to it, I would go Valley from Yucca. Look at that. Beautiful. Lastly, you can use Fudge from ABH. There's Fudge. And then Flax from Yucca. And if you want to Add some Sparkle Corambi as that sparkle shade in the middle. Wow. Hopefully I gave you a lot to think about and use to extend the looks of this palette. I love, love, love this palette. I cannot wait to try some of those matchups that I just shared with you. I can't wait to use some of the sparkles all by itself. There are so many, many wonderful things that we can do with this palette. And like I said, this is a brown girl's dream. Thank you, Natasha Denona, for hitting it out the park for us brown girls, giving us so many beautiful shades to work with. This is an excellent palette. I'm almost glad, not quite, but I'm almost glad that I wasn't able to upload the first video because it gave me an opportunity to try some new looks, to also experiment more with the palette and, you know, mixing up the shades, mixing up the tones, and really coming up with some really great funky looks for you today. And I love this last look, but I am going to show you some of the other looks that I did in this video. I'm also going to be sharing some of them as a short, and I want to hear from you, babes. What was your favorite look? So hit me up in the comment section below. Like I said, if you have this palette or want to get the palette, the link is going to be in the description box below, as well as any of these palettes that I'm able to find links to. I will put them in the description box. So if you don't have them and want to get them for your collection, they will be readily available for you to do so. So with all that being said and the looks finally being done, wish me luck, babes, that this is going to be edited and go up this week. Hopefully you will enjoy this as much as I enjoy bringing this to you. And again, you have now been Bellified. Bye, babes.